Hey everyone, this is Joseph Cook here. It's been a crazy month, and I can attest to that. I definitely had my ups and downs with this new media tools class. So let's get right into it. First topic: rise, or excuse me, reflect. How did my attitude, logic, and behaviors influence my projects? Well, I noticed a lot of the time I didn't have too much knowledge, logic on the project, so I just kind of took it for what it was and understood that I had to learn by watching the videos and rewatching the videos and looking at the step-by-step PDFs. And sometimes my attitude would be poor because I'm the type of person to where I like to get things done the first time. And I don't like to have to go back and repeat myself and correct mistakes and whatnot. So I definitely had to learn a little more patience than usual with this class. So I think reflecting back upon it, I'm glad I learned the knowledge that I have now. And I'm a little more appreciative for the fact that people who work on these programs, like Pete and Christian, take the time and answer all our questions thoroughly and give us pretty thorough answers for helping us explain on how to do the applications and whatnot. Uh, I feel I could have received a better grade on a particular assignment if I understood it a little bit more. I felt a little under the gun with the Illustrator file. I spent quite a while trying to make my logo turn and illustrate it and make it animated. So yeah, I other than that, I thought I did pretty well for the most part. But that was the one grade that I thought I definitely could have did better on. Had I given myself a little more time and understood the material a little bit farther. I inquire. As I started working on my projects, I realized I wanted to know more about not necessarily the applications, but how to do them. I didn't want to get necessarily too far into detail because I knew that Pete would explain them, but I was just kind of curious of a mindset of how they worked and how I would use them down the road. Being in a sportscaster, I've never seen anyone use or never heard of anyone use InDesign before, or any of the Creative Cloud. I mean, I could be wrong, but um, yeah, that was what I was kind of inquiring about, and what resources that were available to me. Like I said, we had Pete and Christian available, and I also had all the videos and the new media tools, DoView of the mix and the Symbaloo mix that I could have went and inquired about as well. So, like I said, little different of a class for me this time. I kind of felt, not so rushed, but I felt like it was an everyday process of doing something. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience to say the least. Suggest. If I had more time, obviously, I would have spent it on more projects. I would have, corrected the Illustrator file. And I think I would have probably gone back maybe a couple more times and rewatched the videos to understand and make sure I fully understood concepts, because I feel sometimes that I asked questions to my classmates or Christian or Pete that were pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to double check because that's who my personality is. And so I'm always, wanting to make sure I'm doing everything right. I'm a very black and white person. I'm not, the gray areas are not for me. So deciphering is definitely not my game. And, I'm the type of person that I need a concrete answer. And so that's why I would make sure I was doing things right. What could I have done to improve my projects? Like I said, the time management skills I think was the biggest one. It's not necessarily I didn't feel prepared, but I felt that if you know the problem is these classes are only 4 weeks long, and so I feel sometimes they're rushed and they're pushed on you, and it's not like a writing course to where you're writing a paper necessarily. You're creating applications and working in them, and if you don't know too much about it, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes. And so, but other than that, I thought I did pretty well. Last one, elevate. How does my experience this month inform slash support my professional objectives? Um, well, going into this field, I wasn't too sure, what to expect. I knew it was going to be a lot of journalism, sports broadcasting, and writing papers and whatnot. But I had no idea with the new media tools what exactly I would be getting myself into. I'm glad I took this class because I've never been, really computer savvy. And so as far as I've gone, it's been about the PowerPoint, Excel, QuickTime Player, and a little iMovie recording. So this definitely was a nice challenge for me to definitely get me to open my eyes more and see, what possibilities are out there regarding the technological advances we made. How will I use this in my career? I'm not really sure. I feel at some point in time they'll probably ask me to do, create my own profile to, probably look for a job. That would be definitely a helpful start. I have a Twitter account. Facebook's pretty popular, but I feel with these Adobe applications, creating a blog, creating projects, and posts and information to show your knowledge of what you have and what you can possibly do can really enhance and get you a further step ahead of your competition to show, hey, I might not be the most skilled in this particular subject of Creative Cloud or InDesign or Premiere Pro or Adobe Audition, but I can give it a whirl and I'm always willing to learn. Uh, Wrapping it up here, I really want to thank everyone for a great semester, and I'd like to thank Pete and Christian for giving us their time, and I hope to see you guys down the road in the next class. Thanks so much.